Okay. Been a couple days, huh? I skipped Sunday. I think I did one Saturday. Yeah. So, did a short one. So, crypto vlog. March 28th, I think the date is. March 28th, 2023. No, is it the 29th now? Skipped it on Sunday. Okay, did 326. Skipped Sunday, 27th. I skipped Monday too. Now I'm confused. Are you confused? I didn't go out on Monday. Did I do one on Sunday? You know what? I think we went to the park on Sunday. That was Sunday's vlog, so it is the 28th. 3/28/23, year of our crypto lords. I didn't have anything planned. Oh, the snapshot. Anyway, there was a play I was doing. I didn't tell you guys about it, maybe briefly, but I thought it was a total scam, so I didn't do it, but I could have explained it. Anyway, sorry for the delay. Oh, we gotta do this again. The river's drying out. I don't know if there's gonna be any more rains, maybe a couple in spring, but none like we had in the winter, because the spring is here, right? Exciting spring. It's crazy the dirt collapsed when the pond is gone in a couple weeks. A week, maybe. It'll be easier to cross. Come on, guys, you can make it across. Go. There you go. Everyone made it. Okay, so crypto, we gotta talk crypto, we gotta talk Bitcoin, we gotta talk markets. A lot of stuff to catch up on the vlog for a day. Should I do shout outs now? Yeah, let me do shout outs now. If whales have thumbs, thanks for watching. Tyroke, saw you in the comment section. Foundation, Bing, doing shout outs for both videos. Bun Fun. This guy is hiding in the plants. They don't even see him. Hi. There he is. Hi. Little dachshund mix. So, Aegis Keeper, did I say you? Bun Fun. Jamie, good to see you. Comfy, not sure if you were there, but shouted you out anyway. Sorry, I noticed you're under 3K followers on Twitter now. Not sure how that happened. You were ahead of me for a bit. Let's keep going with these followers. Shout outs, and then I'll get on to the vlog. Oh, Marco Trades, good you have you back. TVX, a new commenter. Thanks for the comment. Stefan Milkov, good to see you, man. Double comment, vlog in both. Thanks. Jamie as well. Double comments. Am I missing anyone? Sentinel, of course. Sentinel, I've actually been secretly working with Sentinel on some projects. They haven't borne any fruit financially yet, but hopefully it comes to something. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First, I'll open it up with the price of Bitcoin. We had some FUD. CZ Binance, Changpeng Zhao was named in a CFTC lawsuit, right? Commodities Futures Trading Commission. So the CFTC regulates commodities and futures. And what are the opposite of commodities? So you got to think opposite. You don't really have to know what a commodity is. What the hell is it? But the opposite of a commodity is a security. So stocks are generally securities. But then things like gold, silver, nickel, all the good stuff, palladium. Bitcoin, of course, Ethereum, sure. These are commodities, but the SEC, something cannot, I'm not sure if this is true, but something can't be a security and commodity at the same time. So it's one or the other. So if a judge rules that, in the case of the XRP lawsuit, decision is supposed to be coming this week, that's the rumor, but it might be postponed. We don't know when it's coming. Only Zoomer knows, but Zoomer won't tell because Zoomer's going to make money. So, but a lot of groups like Tree of Alpha, the Tree NFT Discord, Tree News. They got a special channel for the XRP news. When it comes in, they should be the first on it, other than private groups. So that's something to look forward to. Obviously, if the case is delayed, the ruling's delayed, you long, I guess. If XRP is ruled not a security, then you long. If it's ruled a security, you're short. That's the 3 trades, I think. Is that a bluebird? A stick? I think it's a stick. I mean, a stork. Whatever a shoebill. That's what I was thinking. Where they had their foot in the water. It wasn't. It was just a pole. I don't think we have shoebills there. All right, moving on. So Bitcoin price action and BNB price action, 2 things. I think it came in around 326, maybe 325 and a half. The news, 7:57 a.m. Pacific time, 10:57 a.m. Eastern time, and since the daylight savings is over, thanks to Stefan Milkov telling me, 4:57 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern time, and I'm not doing Turkey anymore, but you know Turkey, just add 2 hours to European time. And the UTC time, so I guess England hasn't done it, or England and UTC, the UK, they're an hour apart now, because UTC is sometimes 7 hours ahead of us, or 8 hours, but now it was 8, and then we had daylight savings, and now it's 7 hours ahead. So yeah, UTC time would be 2:57 p.m. So 4:57 p.m. in Europe. Yeah, that news came off the wire from Bloomberg, the relay. If you have the Tree NFT or we're a sub, do they have Bloomberg? Bloomberg's on delay. I don't know how it works for subs. I think subs get it, but they're delayed by 5 seconds for Bloomberg. It's different. Speaking of Tree NFT, we had our first 30 sale. We had offers between 20 and 23 ETH in the last week or two. And now we finally had it, thanks to GCR or someone using a GCR wallet or a mislabeled wallet. One of his workers or whoever bought it for 30 ETH. So $52,000. Crazy. The previous high was 42.7. Now to have it go up by nearly 10,000 is really impressive. Congrats to holders. Again, with NFTs, this is just the recorded value on your tax sheet, $52,000 right now. If you were to do your taxes, who would do their taxes right now? I don't know. April 15th. It ranges from like April 14th to 17th, or April 15th to 18th, whatever. The tax date. U.S. is coming up. You can postpone it, but you got to pay your estimated taxes on the due date anyway, even if you file an extension by 6 months. So if you're doing your taxes, get ready to claim. That would be in 2 or 3 weeks. Get ready to claim your Tree NFT. It's $52,000. No, but this is for 2022, not 2023. So you won't have to do that till next year's, the 2024 filing. Unless you're a corporate or you've been labeled as someone who has to file every 3 months because you've been behind on your taxes. But usually just corporations have to do every 3 months filing or assets. So that's the Tree NFT. Yeah, so there's not enough liquidity. Like everyone couldn't sell at 30 ETH. What's his name? Senor. I was against Senor for a little bit. I thought he was a little arrogant. He made his money sniffing Tree's butt. A lot of times, basically, he was pals with Tree early on. All the Dutch guys were the Dutch connection, even though Tree is French, I believe. So they all got it in together. But at the same time, you still got to put the money in. It's not just like, but it was during the 2021 bull market. Everything was pumping. So the Coinbase leaks basically made everyone rich. The news also helped, being news traders. Passed it to the news source like Hip Trades. Really didn't make a lot off Coinbase. in comparison to news. I think Naughty was about 50-50 news and Coinbase leaks. GCR probably leaks versus news. GCR is probably 2/3 leaks, 1/3 news, but he did make a lot off just simple trades, intuition trading, which is pretty impressive. Tree, I want to say Tree was like also 2/3 Coinbase leaks maybe and 1/3 news. Coinbase leaks were the gift that kept on giving. It's just crazy. Oh, there she is. Hey, Libby. I heard you and then thought it was a duck. So there's some NFT talk for you. And so Bitcoin price, when the news came in of the CFTC, I thought it was the CTFC, but now I'm leaning towards CFTC because before I thought it was the CTFC and now I think it's the CFTC. So, but I want to lean towards CTFC, Commodities Trading Futures Commission. I think it's CTFC actually. So, they're suing him for a bunch of stuff. CZ Binance, the head of Binance Exchange. Basically, the gist of it is he was telling U.S. customers, hey, make sure you use a VPN because the government's banning all U.S. customers. If you can set up a corporate entity in another country outside the United States, you can continue to trade on Binance as a VIP as opposed to being blocked completely like 90% or 99% of American customers were in 2019. They talked about the ban in 2018, and then in 2019 they actually did it a year later. They pulled the rug on us. I think September 2019 was when they pulled the plug. You go with September 17th, right around there. I don't know the exact date, or was it at the end of the month, September 29th? They announced the date, and then it was over. This is nice. I don't want to walk through this mud, do I? Not really. How long does it go for? A little bit. Hi. Let's walk around, actually. Hey, look at you. Look at you. Okay, so not good. Also, he was accused of trading on his own platform, trading against users, giving API access or front-running privileges to trading firms and market makers. This is pretty much known. Exchanges give special access to people that are going to provide liquidity. So all those trades, most of those trades you see going on in Bitcoin in the books, they're just market makers. So some of the smaller shit coins that you don't see trades going off every few seconds, those are actually real people trading. But the trades where there's trades every few seconds, that's not just because people are super active. That's because market makers are trading. They're moving liquidity across different exchanges through specialized API access to the books, because you want liquidity on all exchanges as market makers. At the same time, you don't want to buy something and then a few seconds later have your order completely slip and be a victim of the market. I mean, sometimes even market makers can do that where they lose to fast moving prices, but in general, with the way their high frequency trading operation works, they can get in and out in less than a second. So generally just make a small percentage over thousands of trades a day. Anyway, and so a bunch of shady stuff. You don't want he did admit, he responded to CZ saying he ate his own dog food. What the hell does that mean? He basically means he uses his own products. He stores his money on Binance, but he shouldn't be trading there. But he's just said all Binance employees can only trade or wait 90 days, have to wait 90 days between trades. So I didn't see that pipe was exposed before the rains came. So basically, if you buy something, you have to hold for at least 90 days. It's like a midterm hold versus being a day trader. But so what happened to the price of BNB? So they're suing him for what, like $2 billion. They want $2 billion. Is he gonna pay it? Probably not yet. but maybe he'll have to, or does he want to fight a long lawsuit? It's oftentimes easier to pay the fine. I'm not sure if it's lump sum. It's probably installment payments. It might be like 50 million over 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I don't know. So the price of BNB fell from like 326 all the way to a low of 307. The price of Bitcoin fell, I think, from almost 27.5K, maybe 27.47, all the way to 26.58 or something. I'm not sure where the bottom was, but crazy moves, solid. What is that? 4? No, it fell a whole, yeah, like 4%, maybe a little more, 4.5% move on Bitcoin. And BNB obviously was more, since the market cap's lower. What was it, like 6%? I don't know. 7%. It's funny, Bitcoin almost fell the same price. Same move, a little less than BNB. But it bounced. BNB's around like 312 now. Bitcoin's at right around 27K. Been ranging between 26.6, 27.2 during the last 24 hours. So it can bleed out and then bounce, and then we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna short just because it's a little weak, but at the same time, the FUD isn't that strong because it was mainly for activities between 2017 and 2020. But I don't think we're gonna. I could walk there, but I can't walk there now. Let me just check. Like, just the market's cooling down a bit, but can we still pump? Yeah. Did we bottom? I don't think so. We'll probably have more FUD during the year, and FUD's great for shorting anyway. Free trades, right? Versus just having to be in a TA position where, like, when is it gonna move? That's the thing with volatility. FUD creates volatility to the downside. This is my normal walk across. Not my normal, my alternate walk across where I can see some dogs. That's steel rod, or what's that, copper? I don't know. They say only copper rusts, so what do you call that then? Decay? It's obviously some sort of decaying metal. Oh. Only copper gets that blue metal tint. But rust can be other things, right? Yeah, it can. Not just steel can rust. Iron rusts. It all rusts. So whoever said only copper rusts? No, only copper gets that metallic green or blue stuff over it. Why just say stuff? Whatever. Wow, this vlog's rambling. This is the Rambling Rambler vlog, and we're almost 18 minutes in. Okay. Talked about Bitcoin price. Alts were bleeding out. Still true. Down to 0.075. I said it was done for a while, but it's been slowly bleeding out. Basically all alts. The LDS narrative, they said LSD, but they're changing it to LDS, liquid derivative staking. Like LDO, FIS, all the FXS, all that good stuff. Then the decentralized exchange tokens, DYDX and GMX, are popping off a little bit. They popped like 5 or 10% because it's just the narrative. When exchange gets fudded, you long those coins. It seems to work out most of the time. And then I want to talk about a personal trade of mine. First I want to talk about other side meta. They're previewing the game. There's a vessel claim, the first airdrop claim for all NFT holders. I talked about the Voyage 2 over the weekend on Saturday or Sunday, where 1 in 4 players won a helmet, a cap. But now the vessel is available to all other side NFT holders. And what did the NFT do? It pumped from 1.35 to 1.8 ETH. So a solid 30% pump. In NFTs, it pump much slower. There's not like a token you can trade. There is Ape token. I'm not sure if Ape moved. I got to look at that. But the biggest gain would have been from buying the NFTs just on Blur, sweeping at 1.35 ETH when they tweeted. An hour later, it was already like 1.5, 1.55. I didn't want to buy that high, even though it went to 1.8. Of course, it kept going. Because a lot of times you have two waves. You have the early news traders buying it early that are following everyone on Twitter, and then Twitter. And then the second wave, the people I have it the same day that are like, I think it's good entry here to buy. Not sure I'll be able to walk across this when it gets hot in May and all this green turns brown and dies. We'll see. So yeah, and just like news trades, you have the instant news, and then a few minutes later, the second wave. So like Bitcoin, 2 minutes later, it was still 27K, but it fell from 27.5 to 27, and then ended up going to 26.6. So you could have got in on that second wave, but that's within a few minutes. And the Tron News, 6.4 to 6.1, and then all the way to 5.6, the second wave. So a lot of times you think, oh, I missed the first wave. So however, I'm not going to short here. Like people like Hip Trades aren't going to open shorts that late. They miss the news rarely. Does he miss? But he's in bed. If he's in bed watching a video, sometimes he'll be late. But he caught that short. He was a minute late though, but he still entered. Like at 321 on BNB. Zoomer entered at 324.5, one of the highest sells. I think Tree got in at like 323. Hi. And what are we at now? 22. Finish this off soon. So anyway, those the NFTs. That's why just having money. Oh, so I said there's no token you can buy, and the second reason why it's slower to pump, or more slowly. Yeah. Slower to pump. Yeah, I think that's right. So it's slower to pump because you got to move money off SEX into DEX. Not a lot of people keep. They should. Not a lot of people keep the majority of their funds on DEX in their MetaMask, but they should. Sometimes it's in their ledgers that isn't connected to PCs. Their PC, but to trade successfully, you got to just connect that baby. Connect it, and you'll be a successful trader. No, I mean, catch up easy moves on these DEX plays, because the Tree NFT group, they don't even follow the DEX. They don't even follow these tokens. There were some huge pumps across the board this year in the DEX tokens. I mean tokens that weren't traded on SEX, and then they were added to MEXC. Like I talked about, the biggest gainer was Imogen AI, of course, the 300x. So Pause Zone ended up going like 40x. I said that in the last vlog a couple days ago on Sunday night. So great plays across the board. Liquidity, again, the biggest barrier to entry is liquidity. So you can partner up with someone with liquidity. I have decent liquidity, but still, I got to time my trades correctly. Second thing, you need knowledge. You need to be in these trades, whether you're following news or the DEX or a bunch of plays. And third, you got to have a little intelligence. Oh wait, is that what I just said for a second? Second is more like knowledge, information. Third is intelligence and knowing how to use that information. The information plus liquidity, plus your reactions and everything in one, because there's no such thing as a free trade. In some cases, there's a very, very low risk trade, like shorting USDC at $1, even though sometimes it went over $1 all the way up to $1.02 during the FTX FUD last November. But generally, shorting USDC near $1 on any FUD, or even before, would have been a safe trade, just waiting for FUD if you knew they were getting that Wells notice based on the February 13th. But rumors, but they didn't get the Wells notice, which is funny. It dumped because of the bank run, the Silicon Valley Bank collapsing, which was still interesting. Just doggies. And which brings me to my final play. There was a OpenDAO SOS, which was supposedly an NFT platform. I don't even know what it does. Do they have a website? They should have a website. There was a short trade where they did an airdrop for their new OpenAI token. So the OpenDAO was creating OpenAI or AI DAO, something like that. And the snapshot was being recorded at March 28th, 00 or midnight UTC time yesterday, which would have been early evening in the US, early morning in Europe. And what happens after a snapshot and people have to hold the tokens? Well, it dumps. So what's the trade-off? The trade-off is you're holding for the airdrop. But a lot of times, if it's not an NFT, if it's not a token like the BNB Launchpad, I think there was a small short where you could have made like 0.5% on BNB when it dumped from 327 to 325.5 or something. But they're attacking. You could have, shorted on leverage. That was a play. GCR always talked about that play back in 2019, I think, whenever BNB had a launch pattern news. And so brings me to the SOS token. They actually had shortable futures on Gate. I don't think they had derivatives on MEXC, didn't check. But MEXC and Gate are two exchanges you gotta go for. Using my referral link, please. But they're easy trades, so I don't like to show them at the same time. But it still peaked at like 3.3 million open interest, which is decent for a shitcoin derivative. So on SOS, you had to pay a 5% spread to get in. It was trading at like 195. On OKX or KuCoin, which had the highest liquidity. KuCoin actually closed their deposits. OKX didn't announce a snapshot, so people were trying to move their funds off OKX. So OKX peaked at like 200. But when it was 200, it was 190 on Gate futures. So you had to pay a 5% spread between spot and futures just to get in a 5% premium. But guess what happened? The minute of snapshot, insta dumped 20%, from like 19 to 14 or 15, and then it fell another 7%. I think during that peak volatility, the first few minutes, it insta dumped 27%. So, and also futures fundings came in that same minute at midnight UTC, so you had to pay another 2%. So you had to pay a 7% premium, but you would have made 27%. So again, just making that 20%, that's money, baby. 20% is money, you can't deny it. My only mistake was I just hedged my spot holdings for the airdrop. I still lost because I missed selling on Uniswap. I was too late by a few minutes. Actually a few seconds, but I had a few minutes to react. But I could have shorted 50,000, 100,000 and made 20% or 27% minus the 7% spread and fee. So there are coins like that, you just gotta find them. The airdrop trade or the snapshot trade is one of the easiest trades to make in crypto. I've never seen the coin actually go up. A few minutes before, I have seen it wick up, like a run up. You usually get a run up right before the snapshot of a few percentage. So people that are over leveraged like 50x get liquidated in that case, but 10x is usually safe for all these. So yeah, I don't know a single case where it's actually pumped after the snapshot was taken. It's funny, and SOS OpenDAO was just a complete scam. They didn't even tweet about it since 3 days ago. No snapshot taken, no future airdrop coming in a few days, nothing. So total scam. When it's a scam project like that, yeah, you can just short. But at the same time, there was only 7 million or 8 million market cap, I think 7.5, so it could have scam pumped. So it is a bit dangerous shorting on futures, but still, say you went like 5,000, you got 5,000 10x long, 10x short, $50,000 position, and you shorted for that 20% move, you would have made 10,000. You would have made double your margin, which anytime you can make double your margin in a trade is insane. Double your whole margin balance. So anyway, that's one alpha leak for this video that I was saving for the end. And that's it. I talked about the Rio USDT, the Rio mainnet on OKX coming at the end of the month. It did dump to like 18.5 cents from 30 or 31. Then it bounced back to 25 and it dumped again to 21. I'm kind of looking at PCI a bit for a move. PCI is either going to pump loads over the next couple days or dump if no one cares. Kind of like SOS, but not a snapshot versus another unrelated thing, news play on PCI. And that's that. Thank you. And OKX now requires KYC since last week, so that sucks. The last 5 years were great. Side note, OKX. I was originally on OKX for Rio, the ARB in 2021, but I got liquidated for 50K this year on OKX. Love you, OKX. Love you. Sold my Rio at the bottom at 3 cents and it hit 31 cents. Love you for that, OKX. We've had some good times. I'm gonna get my Palau ID at rns.id. You can get a Palau ID, and as an American or international where futures aren't offered, you can use that ID on Binance and other exchanges to trade futures. And that's that. Thank you for watching. I wanted to make a point today. Do I have time under 30 minutes? No, but this is a long ass vlog. So here's my point. In life, how it's all in your head. Sometimes you can have the same news or the same play and the market can react differently. Just the market can feel different too, depending on how they are. Whether they're bullish, bearish at the time, whether Bitcoin's at support or resistance, etc. Or the coin where the news is coming in. And feeling sad one day, your day's the same. You're just feeling sad. Some people feel sad. I don't know these people. They feel sad and they don't know why they're sad. Well, you're either sad because you're bored, you're not driven to challenge, you've had a personal tragedy in your life, or your just neurochemistry is completely effed up. So you got to do something to change that, obviously. The hustle, the eternal hustle, usually a lot of times leads to depression at the end of the day, but then when you wake up, sometimes, usually you want to grind. The morning's the best time for a lot of people because it gives you renewed hope before the misery of the evening where you repeat the same daily activities, but you got to find new ways to reward yourself, new ways to motivate yourself, which is hard, but new challenges, new relationships, whatever it is, or old relationships. Spend some time with your family once in a while. And also, you know how you can get sick of things by playing them over and over again, whether it's a game or a song. Usually you can play a song all day, every day, then after a couple days or a few hours, you're sick of the song, right? It's still the same song. Objectively, nothing has changed. It's just your subjective reaction to that. So that's another argument why psychology and life basically is highly subjective, and you can alter your appreciation and reaction and mood based on your own whatever interpretation. So you can interpret something negatively or positively anytime you want. Obviously you want to avoid the negative feelings unless they drive you to creativity, and accentuate the positive feelings and emotions and the ones that motivate you to do well and work. Some people use drugs like medicinal for that, or nootropics, Dogtropics. Go ahead, check out his website, dogtropics.com, and get your dog's crypto Dogtropics. Thanks for watching.